Hey Eurovision fans, today we're checking out the Belgian song for Eurovision 2025. It's Red Sebastian singing Strobe Lights. I'm going to listen and react to the live performance, give you my thoughts on the song, the staging, talk about whether this can qualify, how it could do in the final, and we'll also talk about how the odds are affecting expectations for the song. So, let's geeky. Hi, my name is Tom. I'm an Irish Eurovision analyst and you can find all of this stuff on my Eurovision channel. So I'm going to start this video in quite an unusual way, and that is talking directly about its place in the odds, because I really think that sets the context for this entire video. In case you don't know, Belgium went to number 1 in the odds pretty early in the season, I think late December. Now they're sitting at number 2 place. This is because of a very specific situation. This year the Belgian songs had pre-recorded shows in showcases. Lots of people were invited, including Eurofans, friends and family of the artist. They got to see the songs early and also see the performance of the song as well. Now, obviously, there were people in that audience, they heard some songs that they like, and they had access to secret information that nobody else in the Eurovision fandom had. The betting markets are super quiet at the start of the season. Obviously, that makes sense. There's no information about any of the songs. You don't know what you're betting on yet. Most people sensibly wait until more songs are released before they pick who their favorite is. But I think enough of these fans in the audience were like, we have this secret information right now. We want to capitalize it. Belgium's got some good songs. Let's put some bets on. Nobody else is betting at that time of the year, so Belgium fly up to top of the odds. So why am I bringing this up? The reason is expectations for this are so high. When you hear that a song is favorite to win or second favorite to win, automatically you're like, okay, this better be really good, because this might be representing me as a Eurovision winner. So that means that going into any song or review, I think people are going to have really high expectations. If it's not perfect, if they hear any faults, I want to dispel that as much as possible, because that's so unfair to Red Sebastian. He didn't ask for this. The poor guy just wrote a song. I want to go into this as much as possible with no expectations. Just look at it in the same way as if I hadn't seen the odds, because I don't want to penalize this poor guy for something that's completely out of his control, this very strange anomaly. I am going to talk about whether it can win at some point, like I do in all of these videos. I'm going to really try not to hold him to this impossible bar. Okay, so who is Red Sebastian? His name is Seppe. He's 25 years old, from Ostend, but he's based in Ghent. And he's been trained by a Eurovision alumni, that is Gustav, who is one of his teachers at university. So super fun connection there. His real name is Seppe, but he goes by Red Sebastian, which is an homage to Sebastian the Crab from The Little Mermaid. So that's a super cool connection. And it seems like he's bought into this styling of going for a lot of red with the red hair and red clothing as well. So that's a nice cool little identity thing. It doesn't look like he's had any previous album or single success in Belgium yet. Okay, of course I covered all 8 songs when I did my Belgium national final review. I didn't watch the national final. You're going to see my first reaction to the performance today. They are definitely copywriting. They already blocked one of my other videos, so I'm going to have to block the visuals and the audio. If you want to see the original, I'll put it up onto my Patreon. So much more focus on the performance now, because I've already heard the song. Okay, very excited to see this performance. Red Sebastian, Strobe Lights. Want to know my secret band? Ooh, very striking beginning. Really do love that lighting on him. It's super cool. Okay, vocals sound pretty decent at the start. Oh wow, he's on like a thing up high. This is cool. It's building a lot of atmosphere, and that club beat coming in is really cool. Yeah, this is nice. He's got some choreography, but it fits with the song. I really like his eye makeup. It makes his eyes really pop under those red lights. Yeah, vocals sound nice and clean here. And he's keeping interest throughout the verse because he's moving around, he's giving some moves. We've got these really cool LEDs, they're giving us a sinister feel. Yeah, just a tiny bit of steam here. There is quite a long wait for the chorus. This is great now, they're even just panning out, giving us a new scene. This could have come a little bit earlier. But that thing he's on is super cool. Has he got a safety belt on? Falsetto is sounding clean. Yeah, just a little bit of movement now. Maybe the platform moves up a bit. Just vary up the staging. We'll elevate this a bit more. Those are great notes. And I like this switch up. Okay, I like that switch up. It is quite intense and techno, but it's different. That lighting, they're doing a really good job of the lighting here. That's a really strong point, which fits in with the song, obviously. Just need to keep switching up the scene. Keep the excitement, not too many still shots. He's doing a great job though. Yeah, this LED now coming more into vertical lines is cool. Is he going to be trapped on that platform for the whole thing? I thought there'd be dancers in this at some point. Okay, the platform's coming down. Maybe they'll come in. Nice. I was just thinking I'm losing a bit of steam again, and that vocal just gave me a little bit of energy. Yeah, he's a good singer. And obviously we're going to get better staging in Basel, so this is a good starting point. They've got some good ideas here. Yes, I like the dancers coming in. I did need that. I think maybe a little bit earlier still. Oh, they're going real like big fish, little fish in the club. Oh, and they're freezing. That's kind of cool. I like these fast change camera cuts. I think that actually really works. It's kind of something new. Just have to make sure it's not too headache inducing. Really, really strong performance. Now I see why he did so well with the jury and the televote, because that was really, really well put together. Still a couple of things I think he can improve on. He's great there. I think he sang very well. The vocals are only going to get better. He's going to keep practicing. He's going to get more confidence. I love the bit where he's up at the top of the stage at the start. That's really, really fun. And I think that's going to grab people's attention. The close-up of his face with the red lights is a striking beginning. It's sinister. It's a bit mysterious. You feel a slight bit of danger. The red lights going throughout the whole thing are good because it builds into his brand. He's Red Sebastian. The song is Strobe Lights. It's a marriage there. Couple of bits I just felt a little bit of drag. I think that they could easily fix that with changing some camera cuts. Usually I hate when they go to a wide pan, but I actually think in this case it would be good because we can see the frame and him on the top and his silhouette against these red lights with the audience. And I think the audience are going to be kind of like jumping around. So this is a good song to show the audience. 99% of the time, don't show the audience because they're on their phone or they're not interested. It totally kills the mood. I think with this it works because it's quite dark. So anyone who isn't interested, you probably won't see them, but you will see people moving and jumping. So I think that actually wide pans could break it up, giving us this sense of a party atmosphere in the room. I think at Eurovision as well, everyone's going to be up and dancing. I think that there's going to be a really good atmosphere when this song is on. So I think that those audience shots are going to look really, really wonderful. I love how the reds go through. We have these cool LEDs as well. I think he spends a little bit too much time on the platform. I would like that sequence to end earlier. Maybe by the time the first pop drop comes in, and actually maybe the dancers come in then. I think he spends a little bit too much time up there. It does almost seem like he's a little bit trapped, like he's waiting for the firefighters to come and take him down. Get the dancers in earlier. Give us more of this like party energy. Don't make him do the chorus on his own. Maybe a little bit of interaction with the dancers would be cool as well. We only got this bit where they came up and kind of like dance attacked him and then froze. I like the beginning with him on his own, but I want introduction of other people earlier and maybe something else to happen in the end. Might be nice to have a color change as well, not just go totally red for the whole thing. Maybe when the chorus drops we change color, or in the verses we have a color change as well. There were some white lights popping behind him, which I thought looked really cool. This is a really, really, really great starting point. I just want them to cut out those few moments where I was thinking, oh, this is dragging a tiny bit. There's a long wait for that first chorus. Vocals were clean throughout most of it. His falsetto sounded good. I did notice a couple of bits that were vocally off more in the first half. He hit his dance marks. He was moving around quite a lot. I think he's only going to get better because he's quite young. He'll probably have had a little bit of nerves. Hopefully he's going to do the pre-party scene. I think this is definitely somebody who would benefit from that. It's going to give him more confidence. He's going to be able to try out new things on stage. Once he relaxes and gets that flow, this is going to be even smoother. I hope that Gustav is actually going to work with him a little bit, build up of his confidence, support him, tell him about the experience so that mentally he's like super prepared. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the song. So lots of people really, really love this song. I do feel this is the type of song that could fall into the Euro fan niche category. I'm not saying there aren't casuals who are going to like it, but it does feel like it could kind of be in that category like Adrenalina, which was a huge fan favorite in the community. So was El Diablo. Those songs that Euro fans like more than the general public. I like that it's something a little bit different though. This isn't like a generic pop song. We are getting like those club beats behind it. It's got a different sound. It's got a different feel. Strobe Lights is a super cool title as well. I think that's going to grab people's attention. I think that's the title of a song is really important because that's the first thing that flashes up. And I think quite a lot of people are going to make a decision about how curious they are to see an entry when they see that pop up. You know, maybe someone needs to go to the toilet or they want to make a coffee and they see a song called Love from Above and they're like, I think I'm just going to go get that coffee. If you see a song called Strobe Lights, you're like, oh, that's kind of interesting. That's a new title. So I think that's clever. Lyrically, I think it's fun. I have to admit, reading through the lyrics, I think it possibly could be misinterpreted as a song about going to a club and possibly taking something. Some of the metaphors could maybe be interpreted that way. Step into the mirror to bright new dimensions where no words are needed to feel the connection, where clocks never tick and where love is the ending. Come down through the looking glass. He's talking about love in the club. It does also sound a little bit like it could be about narcotics in the club. Still, it's something different. I like it. I appreciate the fact that he's written a new type of lyrics. Okay, so before we go into how this is going to do at Eurovision, let's first talk about this specific situation that Belgium has with their broadcaster. We have two broadcasters in Belgium, the Flemish one and the French one, and they take turns. It used to be that the Flemish one was on even years and the French one was on odd years, but because of 2020, which ruined everything, we've done a switcheroo. Now the Flemish broadcaster is on odd years and the French broadcaster is on even years. So let's look through the French broadcaster. They sent Roberto Belleroso, who came 12th, Loïc Noté, who came 4th, Blanche, who came 4th. They failed to qualify with Elliot. Jeremy Macchiese qualified and came 19th, and then Musti, as we know, did not qualify last year. So French broadcaster recently has been weaker, 2 non-qualifications out of 3, and when they did qualify they came 19th, but they're the ones who've had the top 5 finishes. Keep in mind Belgium has only won Eurovision one time, in 1986 with J'aime la vie, which is a really good song. It's aged very well. I still like that song. But J'aime la vie was a little bit naughty. She was only 13 years and 200 days old when she won, which is really incredible. That's basically like someone from Junior Eurovision winning Adult Eurovision. It's actually extremely impressive. But yeah, that's Belgium's only win. We're coming up now to the 40th anniversary of that win. Let's look at the Flemish broadcasters' results. 2012, Iris didn't qualify. Axel Hirsu Mother didn't qualify. In my opinion, that's one of the worst Eurovision stagings ever. It is the movie Psycho as a Eurovision song. 2016, Laura Tesoro, What's the Pressure, coming 10th, despite being first in the running order. That was a really fantastic performance. 2018, Senek didn't qualify. That should have qualified. That was a delegation fail, in my opinion. The staging did not work. It was really bad. A really perfect example of do not show the audience. 2021, Hooverphonic, The Wrong Place. Gorgeous staging. Absolutely just totally redeem themselves after Senek. And then Gustav 2023 coming 7th because of you. That was an incredible 7th place out of absolutely nowhere. People were saying it was a borderline qualifier, including myself, including everybody, and it ended up qualifying and coming 7th. So really impressive. So if you look at these two delegations, the Flemish delegation is on the hotter streak right now. 2 really good stagings in a row after kind of messing up with Senek, and Laura was great. So 3 of the last 4 stagings they've had have been excellent, and 2 of them have been upbeat, like Red Sebastian. So they know, they've got this experience with Laura Tesoro and Gustav and how to stage these type of songs. So there is this weird situation where I think these 2 Belgian broadcasters compete a bit with each other. I think they're naturally going to want to get the win ahead of the other person. I don't know if there's any collaboration. If you're Belgian and you know, please tell me in the comments down below. Is there anybody who is common on both teams, or is it 2 completely separate delegations? My understanding is that it's 2 separate delegations, which is not the most efficient. I think it would be good to have 1 or 2 people who are like consistent every single year. In any case, Flemish broadcasters on a 2 qualification streak, so they'll want to make that 3, which brings us into our next segment. Is this going to qualify? So Belgium are in semi-final number 1 in the second half. At this point in time, this is considered the more difficult semi-final, although there are less countries in it, which needs to be considered as well. And Belgium in the second half, which tends to have 11% more qualifiers than the first half. You can see there they've got a 3-3 record in the last 6 years. They've got Netherlands. I think Sweden will appreciate this as well. To be honest, I think the song is pretty good quality and it's interesting, so I think it's going to have a pretty broad appeal. So at this point in time, I am expecting this to qualify. I think it's going to stand out. We don't tend to get too many of these kind of club EDM songs. It sounds like a well-produced song. The staging looks very professional. And you know, whereas with last year, Musti, he was an internal selection, so he wasn't vetted as much on his performance ability, whereas Red Sebastian won this 8-person national final. So I don't think we're going to get those issues that we had last year where the performance doesn't work. We've seen what he can do already. That national final performance already is enough, and really they should be elevating even further and making this better. So this should qualify early. Okay, what's it going to do in the final? So let's talk about this odds thing. I think this definitely has top 10 potential. I'm not seeing this as a winner personally right now. And like I said, I think it's because of this very specific weird situation that it was number 1 in the odds and now it's moved down to number 2. For me, them being number 1 in the odds will hold more weight if it's later in the season. At this point in time, we only have 7 songs. This isn't even leading the Eurovision scoreboard yet. My key thing I want to say to Belgian people, please listen to me. Do not get your expectations too high, because it would be so devastating if this song ends up coming 5th And Belgian people are disappointed because they thought it could come first. If I had offered any Belgian Euro fan at the start of the season, your song is going to come fifth this year, they would have grabbed that opportunity with 2 hands and 2 feet. So it would be such a shame if this ends up doing really, really well, coming top 10, but people are disappointed with that. Forget the odds. Forget it. You've got a good entry, you've got a good artist. I think that this is going to be well received. It's fun, it's different. It's reminding me a little bit of Czechia, Lights Off, who also had this really fun, intense club, EDM club feel as well. It's got a little bit of an X factor from the fact it's different. I can't see it winning. I just don't think the song is super high quality enough. I don't think it has a broad enough appeal, but I still think this is a wonderful entry. And I feel so bad for this poor boy who has to deal with being top of the odds, and it's not his fault. It's some Eurofans who voted from the showcase. I hope that doesn't ruin his experience, because I've seen some people have started turning on him now. There's been a little bit of homophobia against him because the song isn't meeting winner expectations. Completely and utterly unfair. Let's reset. Let's forget the odds. I wouldn't mind a teeny tiny revamp to this. I do think the chorus takes quite a long time to get to. Jury and televote I think will be pretty even. I think the jury score is going to go up the more slick and smooth this staging looks. I actually think that this is the type of staging that Sweden would love. Very much reminds me of Forgettable last year from Marcus and Martinez. They did great work with overhead shots and using the lights and just making it look super cool and energetic. So I think that maybe the Belgian delegation should take a sneaky look at Melody Festival and how Sweden would stage this, because I think they would do a really good job with it. Take their best ideas, but still give it that Belgian twist. Okay, we'll take a quick check of the odds. As I've already said multiple times, this is currently sitting at second place at this point in time. Let's have a look at the full Eurovision scoreboard, and we can see that this is currently in third place behind Greece and Albania. The fact he's third is not a great indicator of a win for me, but it's a very good indicator for qualifying and potentially being on the left side of the scoreboard. Okay, that's what I thought about Red Sebastian singing Strobe Lights for Belgium. What did you think? Please leave a comment in the comment section down below. Thank you to everyone who's been supporting me on Buy Me Coffee and PayPal. If you want to support the channel, I'll leave a link for you here. And of course, thank you to all my wonderful Patreons for patronizing me from all around the world. On my Patreon, you can get original audio, early releases, you can be in the credits, and you can support the existence of the channel. So go check it out if you're a fan. But of course, thank you so much just for being here. And I hope to see you in another Eurovision analysis video very, very, very soon. Goodbye.